Welcome in the same shit, different toilet, episode number 32. Straight from the OutHouse, people. Hey, today's show is about aliens, UFOs. We're going to talk about that new Netflix doc, Area 51. Mr. Orange and I are going to get a little deep, like deep in the OutHouse style. And of course, we're going to end you with some P3. Always finish that off with some positivity.
I don't even know where to fucking start. Look,
okay.
I like talking about UFOs. You guys know I want to do this shit for a while.
Yeah.
Me and Fresh actually got in here one night, got super fucked up talking about aliens. That's some hidden. I should find something from that show and throw in this episode for you guys, for the loyal shitheads still fucking listening.
idea,
I bet
bro.
you there's at least one thing in there that's worth talking about, huh?
I bet
We
there
got
is.
shit faced that night. But besides that night, right now, there's a goddamn petition out there. A real life, this is actually happening. 1 million fucking people said, hey guys, let's go to Arizona and let's fucking storm Area 51. They can't stop us all.
Well, can't they just...
Shoot them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
They
can legally.
but what are they going to do? Shoot like a
1 million people? That's a lot of
100,000?
bullets,
Even if
dude.
100,000 people show up, even if 10,000 people show up, even if 1,000 people show up,
Ah,
what are they going to
thousands
do?
Get murked.
They're all going to just get shot. Are you kidding
They
me?
can't shoot them all. They can't.
Oh, well,
They
The
can't shoot
fallout would
anybody.
be unbelievable,
You can't just start
dude.
shooting people.
They
If
can't. What are they going to...
They're going to the most mysterious place on the earth where all of the superhuman or super inhuman technology
It's supposed to be.
is supposed to
According
be.
to this documentary that we're going to get to.
They could have a button that just absorbs that
Everybody.
mob and just
Done.
goes thump, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, "What you talking about? They never showed up."
That'll be a fucking. That'll
What
be a
time
new
did they leave?
series on CBS this fall.
What time did
Coming
they leave?
now?
Oh, they left-
storming Area 51.
They left yesterday.
1 million people disappeared.
Oh yeah, they should be here by now.
Fucking
No,
asshole.
we haven't seen anybody.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Which Area 51 are you calling?
1 million unreturned fucking flights.
It's just like that jet that did we talk
the
about this
Malaysian
last
one?
week?
I don't know. Did we?
I think we did. It sounds so familiar. That jet that went fucking missing completely.
The Malaysian flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gone.
All of them gone. It's like out of Lost or some shit.
No, it's definitely a TV show.
I ain't fucking with that. I'm
These people-
scared as shit.
They're
as
done.
aliens, bro.
They're like, we're
Me too.
coming. We're gonna storm.
For
I mean,
what? Just to see
well,
what's goody?
They're there.
They watched this.
They're there. You don't think they're there? Do you
Well,
think they're there?
no. I believe, and I'm afraid
All right,
of
let's
it.
start that out. Let's start the show out with that. Do you believe in
thought we already were
extraterrestrial
doing
life?
this show.
I know. No, I'm saying let's start that out with this. Do you believe in extra?
Yeah.
Do you believe in ET?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. We all believe in ETs. If you're listening and you don't believe in ETs, we're about to educate your ass.
Right.
I just heard a noise outside. I just got shook. Like
Little
I'm scared of aliens.
Like just because we're recording this, they know.
I
We're
heard
gonna
something
expose
out
them?
there, and I was just like, ugh. Like
my-
I've been afraid of it since. That theme song to Unsolved Mysteries, when that first show came on,
Dude, that was a great
like
show.
scared the piss out of me. I couldn't watch it, and when I would get nightmares just by hearing the intro. I would have to leave the room. That first episode, we were all like gathered around the TV to watch this new creepy show. It freaked the
was
piss
great.
out of me.
I
The
love
narrator-
Unsolved-
the
I went
narrator
down
guy
the
is super
hall.
creepy, though.
I went down the
such a
hall.
good show.
Swear to God, I saw an alien in the hallway. Fell out, pissed myself. They had to wake me up. Like, swear, I've been afraid of aliens my whole life. Like,
You've seen an alien.
I think so.
You think so?
I was little. It was
But
sketch, and
how
I'm
big was
very
he?
afraid. Like as big as me is now, as big as
Yeah.
I am now,
big
like
as me is
6
now.
feet. Like
And there's nobody else in your house 6 foot when you're that age, right? So it couldn't have been your pop's hiding and scaring you, right? He was in the living room watching fucking Unsolved Mysteries.
so. I thought I didn't do like dope back
Yeah,
then.
no, you were too young.
Like I was.
Yeah.
I'm.
Have you ever seen anything suspect there, Freshie?
I maybe flying, but no.
Flying?
Not-
What'd you see
nothing-
flying?
Just something suspect.
There's a man on the
Some
way.
light, you know, yeah. It could have been anything.
What'd you
at this
see?
point.
I mean, what'd you see?
It was just a ray of light that was really fast,
Mm.
and I don't know what the fuck it was, so it could have been, but nothing like
There's
a form of a shape.
Tom
of a
DeLonge,
human or
right?
something.
Yeah. What dude from Blink 182? The To the Stars, the Academy thing. Like they're the ones that are breaking all the alien shit that's been in the news lately.
The guy from Blink.
Yes, dude. There's a documentary about.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's into it, and he's apparently got connections. It sounds like a joke at first, and then you listen to him, you're like, okay, anybody can sound convincing, right? But then he was telling fucking Rogan, you watch, something's about to come out. And then a few months later, that fucking video drops of that Navy pilot that's been all over the news, right? Chasing that thing, going, what the hell is that? That can't be, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Right? And so, like John Podesta, I think, is working with him, the fucking former chief of staff. Like, he's got, like, legit people working with him to break this shit. Like, you want to believe, like, I got my fingers crossed. Like, who knew Blink was going to fucking break UFOs, right? Like, I didn't know. But it's so crazy. And then the new documentary on Netflix, you know, the Bob Lazar thing, this guy that
Is it
used to
Lazar
work,
or Lazar?
Lazar. It's Lazar. They pronounce it Lazar.
Bob
right?
Lazar, Area 51, and Flying Saucers? Is that what it's called?
I think that's what it's
The
called.
little clip from IMDb says this. In 1989, physicist Bob Lazar broke the story of Area 51 and the U.S. government's work on alien spacecrafts. He blew the whistle, shocked the world, then went silent. Until now.
Yeah, he kind of went underground because nobody believed him. But here's the weird thing. To summarize the whole thing is, well, I don't want to.
No spoilers.
No, I'm going to spoil it for sure. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's out there, right? Didn't he already write a book about this a little time ago?
He did stay silent for a long time. And now he's coming back out again. And the crazy, when you watch the doc, it's like so many of these shows, they can paint a picture however they want to paint it, right? And you're like, oh, that's fucking believable. And then you Google it and they're like, here's all the reasons that asshole's wrong or whatever.
Right.
And the thing that's crazier about this Bob Lazar thing, right, Lazar?
Lazar. Pew, pew, pew. Of course his name would be Laser.
But the crazy thing is that everybody that knows him thinks he's telling the truth. They don't think he's lying about what he saw. He worked at Area 51 through this, and they tried to discredit him. He came out in the 80s, and he said, no, there's some shit going on here. And they're like, no, nothing's going on here. And this investigator took up the story, this journalist took up the story, and he's calling the lab that Bob said he worked at, and they're like, we don't know no fucking Bob Lazar, right? And they're like,
he's a ghost.
He's nowhere in the records, and they can't find it. Well, until a phone directory showed up years later with his name on it. So he was employed there. So they lied about whether or not he worked there.
Why would you lie if you had nothing to hide?
Right away, it puts that doubt in your head, right? You're like, okay, well, if you're lying about the first thing, I'm not going to believe any of this other shit, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Your lady tells you, I wasn't out with that dude. When she was out with that dude, well, I didn't fuck him. Well, okay, well, you lied the first time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So this is what happened. So you're
Where is it?
So where's what? The schlong?
Your lady. No.
The laser.
No.
So he worked at Area 51.
Where is Area 51?
Arizona.
Nevada.
I was going to guess
Nevada.
Arizona.
Nevada. You're right. It's Nevada.
Is it Nevada?
You fly into Vegas, and then from Vegas, there's all kinds of shit on this. There's some dude that sits in a fucking Vegas hotel watching the runway because he knows what flights are going to Area 51, and these scientists have to get on these flights, and they have to. It's great. Area 51's crazy. Crazy shit's coming out of Area 51.
I remember
I
the
myself
video
has a
game.
crazy Nevada story about seeing something in the fucking sky with my grandfather years ago.
Really?
Yeah. We were driving to Montana, which I've done in, I don't know, like 14 hours with my best friend. Took me and my grandfather 3 days, right? So that was a haul. That was fun. We're hauling across the desert in his no air-conditioned, no FM radio having truck. Just me and Grandpa driving 8 hours a day and then pulling over and sitting in a hotel for the rest of the fucking night, right? But while we were hauling across the desert, listening to AM radio, throwing peanuts out the window, something just went fucking. We were like, what the fuck was that?
Just blast again?
What the fuck was that? And that was it.
Twice?
Just twice. Boom, boom, gone. Fast. And we were like, what the fuck? And then I was 14, 13, maybe, whatever. You know, you get older and you start to think maybe your memory is a little suspect till he brought it up not all that long ago. He was like, you remember that day we were driving across the desert and we saw that thing in the air? And I was like, yeah. He goes, that was weird. Thanks for the details, Grandpa.
Me and my buddy, we used to hang out. We grew up on a cul-de-sac when we moved out to California. My parents still live there, or my dad does. But my buddy and I, who lived across the street, like, we were super tight. And it's a shame we don't even talk anymore, really. But we would hang out on in the street, like, more or less down their side. Not up by my side, but down their side is where all the stuff popped off. And we would sit there and looking back up at my house next to the trash neighbor with all, like, the overgrown foliage and whatnot. It's been that way for a long time. But we would see what we thought, and I don't remember what we used to call it. But this wasn't like a man-sized creature, like alien, like I thought I saw the first time when I was little and freaked out. But this was like some cat-like creature with these pointy ass ears. Like, you mean like a cat, stupid? No, it was bigger than that. And we saw it on multiple occasions, like hopping and like bouncing around and then disappearing into the bushes and shit. And we're like,
Wow.
what the fuck? Like right next to my house. Like I've always got way weird vibes in my house, like whether it's haunted or I thought I saw the alien or like thinking of like the existence and then panning out in your mind and then seeing Earth and like all this crazy shit as a little kid. Like that would freak me the fuck out. Like it feels like there's such a weird presence in that house. I know I sound like a lunatic, but it's you feel it for a reason, and it feels like this house is like being watched, or it's like an experiment or something. It's fucking weird. But we used to see, and all these things that you suppress and don't think about.
I totally think it's an experiment, dude.
It was like
All this entire world is an experiment.
It was like a chupacabra or something.
Hold on, there's
right.
nothing in this world like us, like a human being, right?
Well, that's true.
Knowledge-wise, communication, all the things that we've discovered. You think cows could talk to each other?
I feel like animals have a form of communication. It might not be English or alphabet, but
how advanced do you think it is that they be able to get? There's no way they could get to where we are, ever.
Right.
No matter what the evolution.
This
fucking
conversation could devolve into intelligent life super fast just on this planet, right? Like you're saying, like we are unique here. So you think we're only unique because we were manufactured that way?
Yes.
Okay. Not that I totally disagree with you, but real quick, the counter argument to that is always, okay, well, where did they come from? Where did they get intelligence? Even if they created us, where did they get it? Right.
And
so I don't know that
they get it.
Okay, now you're
and
just
then where did they get it?
That doesn't matter. I'm thinking
deep in
it could have took one being, right, that got distant away.
It
from
could have been
his
an
home
idiot
planet.
too.
Hold on, yeah, exactly, from his home planet, who landed on our planet,
Got lost like a dumbass.
right? Found this monkey. It's like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, it's been a while.
Yeah, and just decided,
I've seen you around this watering hole before.
dude, that is the closest thing to us, okay, that we know of, with fingers and shit like this and whatever.
I'd like to hear a scientist who's an expert in
If this
evolution.
person had interstellar travel, they could go to different continents of the world and fuck different monkeys and create this fucking race of another being.
You
right?
heard it here first.
You mix two kind of beings, and what do you get? This like more supreme being on Earth, which be us, I would say. And I think somebody's up there just watching us, just like playing games. Like, look at these fuckers fight. Look, I had all these fucking children, and now look at them.
Well, and the scary part is whether you believe that's God, whether you believe that's an alien, whether you believe it's the power of a universe, at what point do they decide, you guys are fucking dumb, the experiment's over, go flush?
I believe you
At any second.
100%.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
let's blow this planet up. They're done.
They're being too fucked up now. Like, we've given them 100
They ruined
years.
it.
They're the same.
Throw away their toys.
We've given them 100 years to
Told you to
figure
clean your room.
out that just because they look different, they're still the same. They still killing each other over this shit.
Dumb monkeys.
I'm bored. Change the channel.
Yeah.
My turn. Can I make the next world? Can I make the next
What is
world,
that
Daddy?
Jim Carrey movie? Truman
The Truman Show.
Show. Thank you.
Oh, I
Shit
think
feels
about
like Truman
that
Show
every
a
time
lot.
I pick my nose. Is anybody watching?
Yeah. Well,
What if they're all watching me right now? Look, I'm knuckle deep. I think about that shit all the time. When you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, don't tell me you don't think about the Truman Show. And if you hadn't before, you will now.
Hey, so that's also called Catholic guilt. I had
Ooh,
that. You had
I
that.
got loads
Did
of
you
that.
have that? Were you baptized? Were you raised with any kind of religion?
No.
So do you feel guilty when you jerk off?
no.
Boom! Do you feel guilty? Like, no, I'm not talking about things that are bad.
Yeah, no.
But things that are like low key bad like that, like that's not bad and it shouldn't be bad. But like you can be guilted by religion into thinking it's not okay to JO. And like growing up as an adolescent, that kind of like fucks with your head because your body's telling you to choke the chicken.
Okay, so yeah, you're having
And that
you had
being-
But you think God is watching you JO.
Or the alien, right? There's there's some ancient alien shit, not the actual ancient alien show, but there's another show I watch that talks about different descriptions of what actually happened in the Garden of Eden. That's interesting shit to listen to. It could be all bullshit. I don't know. I don't do all my research.
But it's
they're
like,
talking about
all it takes
Same.
is a few of those creatures that someone else created to start mating, and boom,
Yeah.
there you go.
Boom.
Evolution is a
Look,
motherfucker.
the human
especially
chromosome number
thousands
2, right?
of fucking years later.
The what?
Human chromosome number 2, for whatever reason, has a weird mutation that some people claim was done by scientists, ancient scientists, right?
Bing.
The way it fused,
Sorry.
it has to do with our intelligence, and they say that that's an alien intervention in the human genome. It's an interesting, you look it up, human genome 2 hoax, is it real, is it fake, and you're going to get all kinds of different arguments, right? The truth is out there somewhere.
They're gonna
It usually
try to
falls
find
in
it.
the middle.
They wanna try to find
I
it.
believe that other beings have been here before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're here now. They could be. They could be living amongst us for all I fucking
Like
know.
Men in Black and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like
that-
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, dude, like Michael Jackson.
Dude, it's totally
The dog,
possible.
dude. I'm pretty sure my fucking dog's an alien. Like fucking crazy.
Oh,
ass
so
crackhead.
cats. I used to think
wait.
cats were fucking aliens.
Evil.
Aliens.
Just aliens.
Or evil. Cats fucking
Goats have
suck.
weird eyes. Octopus, right? Some people make the
Not
arguments that
all
the DNA of an octopus is from out of this world. It's unlike any other creature on the face of the earth.
With the color
Supposedly.
changing. Well, other
Dude,
things
they're-
can color
what?
change.
It's
An
not just that.
octopus.
It's just their DNA sequence is supposedly so weird that they're like, this could be from outer space. Now, of course,
It's from the bottom
like,
of the
you
sea.
go online, you watch the show on History Channel, and you're like, oh my God, aliens are real. And then you Google it, and you're like, maybe those people are full of shit. And you don't know where to fucking lie, so you gotta do all this research, which most people don't do. They just go to Facebook like, holy fuck, octopuses are aliens. And,
Right.
and then Donald Trump's president. I don't know how that fucking happened so fast, right?
Fuck Facebook. Yeah, that was a
Hey,
slippery slope.
I know. Fast, right? So back to Bob real quick before we get off of this too much. The thing I've liked about that documentary, besides what he said, he worked there. He claims there's 9 spaceships that he's seen. He's been on one of them. He had one thing to work on. He talks about the one thing he worked on. It's some kind of weird power energy. They don't know how any of it works. And you're watching like, yeah, this guy could be fucking crazy. But then everybody he talks to fucking believes him. And then there was multiple instances of the government trying to discredit him. Like he didn't go to college. And people are like, yeah, I took him to class. He went to fucking college. He didn't work here. Well, here's his fucking phone number. He worked here. So it's like, I think 2 things. 1, he could be telling the truth. 2, why didn't they just kill him? They fucking kill everybody.
Is he
right?
still alive now?
Yeah, he's fucking interviewed for this
For
documentary.
now.
For now.
But
For now.
or is he gotten so deep? Here's okay.
Or does he have so much shit
Here's
on
the
them?
coup de grace. Here's the
Well, why
thing.
wouldn't you just kill him?
He said,
Like you said.
I have a schedule. This is the one that's hard to refute. He had a schedule of when the aliens were going to be coming here, or no, when they were going to test fly the spaceships. That's what it was. They knew how to make it work, kind of like
When the scientists
Men in
at Area
Black or
51.
something.
no, not Men in Black. What's the
No.
one with Will Smith?
Oh,
Welcome to Earth.
Independence Day.
Day, right? He goes, all of a sudden he knows how to fly the shit, right? Apparently we know how to fly the ships. We
What
know how
was
to make
the
them work.
schedule? That when the scientists were going to test the ships?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so he called his buddies and said, look, we're going to go to this fucking mountain range outside of Area 51 and we're going to watch this shit. And they're like, you're crazy. And they go out there and they're like, holy fuck. So they started
He
making
has witnesses?
Yes. Here's the kicker is not only did they start going out there, they started getting too cocky. They started bringing an RV and they were having fucking parties and they were watching these things fly. Some of the people that watch the aliens fly admit to the fact that they don't even like the dude anymore, but they can't explain what they fucking saw out there in
Yeah,
the
it's
desert.
not like they had like Facebook or Twitter to go on, hey, look
This
at
is
what I'm looking at.
1980 fucking,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they don't, and they were out there and they have video of it and there's stories. And so it's like, how do you explain that away to all these people, some of whom don't even like
They don't
each
even
other
have.
anymore,
They could
but they're
throw
still
him under
sticking
the bus.
by the story.
Yeah, yeah. They have no reason to defend
They're
him.
like, look, I don't know what happened, but it was some,
fucking
you know what I
weird.
mean? Like there was some lights, there was some
That's
shit going on.
fucking
So
weird.
it's weird, man.
That is so weird.
When I was in boot camp, my bunkmate, Blanco,
one time in boot
wherever
camp?
you're at, dude, if this ever comes across your fucking ears, that'd be hilarious. I've been trying to get a hold of this dude. I think he hides from social media. He was a funny motherfucker. So I don't know if this is a true story or not because he would swear it was true, but he was full of shit too. But he claims one night in boot camp when we were up late, 2 people had to be up all night, standing watch at boot camp, right? No one's getting in, but it's training you to stand watch. So you got a guy forward, you got a guy aft. And he said he was standing watch, and he said he looked down the hall, and there was an alien. And it peeked its head around the corner, and it had 3 fingers. And he fucking held them 3 fingers up, and he gave the come me sign right here. Come here with the middle finger, right? He goes, he told the whole fucking division this. He's like, I'm telling you. He's like, he had the 3 fingers, and he went, come here. Right? And I was like, but there's a part of me that wants to fucking believe him because he would swear by it. It's like, I fucking seen this shit, man. But then he was, like I said, full of shit, so you never knew.
So he's full of shit a lot about other
Oh,
things.
dude, me and that guy had to do so many push-ups. When I left boot camp, I could do 100 diamond push-ups in less than a minute. That's not an exaggeration. That's not cheating push-ups. I could knock 100 out in a minute because this fucker would get in trouble. I would laugh, and we would both do push-ups.
Oh my god.
All the time, yeah.
Ain't that about a bitch?
So Bob thinks they're real. Everybody that knows Bob thinks they're real. I think they're real. My two compatriots here think they're real. Yeah. I had a coworker who was in England during the famous UFO incident on a base there. And he claims, now this is, I don't like telling stories that are too far removed from the primary source, right? So this guy that I worked with, I trust implicitly. Well, I did. He passed away. Rest in peace, right? But he said that one of his homies, the dude he knew, went out in the forest when this fucking thing supposedly landed, and he put his fucking hand on it, and it was cold. He tells a story of the writing on the side of it, the whole 9 yards. So, like I said,
I believe it, man.
You don't want to get too far from a primary source. I'm 2 people removed. This isn't the Kevin Bacon game, right? Like, homie knew homie, and swears by it, man. And that's the UK's Roswell, is that incident that night on that base, and he was there. He was stationed there at the time. His homie was there, and like,
that's so scary. I just wonder
when somebody you trust like that tells you a story, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you? It's hard because even if it's crazy, you trust that person.
I don't like it. That's one reason I don't really like camping. Like, I don't like to go out there. I was getting freaked out at the mountain house. Remember we saw the
that's right.
fucking Mothman joint?
I remember that
The red
now.
light.
Yes.
And it would move.
It was way across the river.
And then it would be closer. And then it would
remember
be over here. I think you might have been asleep. I was sketched when we went to the mountain house last year or whatever.
Right.
It's a bummer like
At
all
night.
season 1 is gone because there was some good shit.
I still have them all, though.
Yeah.
We can.
So the second we got there, I started walking around out back. I was there by myself. I cracked a beer. I think I moved the cooler out back, or I did something. Mm-hmm. And while I'm here moving the cooler, I popped a beer. It's out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Backed up to a forest.
Bro, and I immediately started to get chills like something was watching me. Immediately. I started to venture out off the deck, and I froze. I went right back the fucking side. So then we're hanging out. The evening's progressing. We're having a good old time. I'm getting all shitty drunk. We recorded the episode. We had a bunch of fun. The girls put the baby to sleep. Okay. Nikki goes to sleep. Okay. Everyone starts dropping. It was me and Orange. We were up last. And we go down further into the woods to sit in those chairs above the creek. Uh-huh. And we're sitting there having a cigar or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And fucking, I thought I had saw it before, around dinner. There was I'm sitting at the table, I think. It might even be on the episode. I'm like, man, what's that red light? That's like the fucking Mothman. And there was up to the right. So I'm facing out like I'm facing you now. And up in the distance to my right is this red fucking light. And I'm like, that shit's sketch. Whatever, drunk, forget about it. We're out there on these chairs further out by the creek, which is now way left.
Yes.
And boom, there's the fucking red light. And we're talking, and I'm looking at it, and I'm almost in a haze, not realizing it, even though I see it. We keep talking, and then I said something like, dude, there's that fucking red light again. And then he looks, he catches, and I'm pretty sure it went away. And then it came back a little later, but it was closer.
That was the thing that was fucked. And
I was like, nope.
Yep, I'm out. He dipped.
It got bigger,
Dude,
a
he
flashlight?
dipped.
No. The light was more or less the same
the
size,
Predator.
but it was closer.
Okay.
It was 50 yards closer or 100 yards closer in quick time.
And this motherfucker went inside quick.
Done.
Okay. So that's exactly what. If you go to Area 51, you just said it. What if you unlock something like the Predator? Or something that's going to fuck our shit
That they got it locked up?
Oh,
yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't meddle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to that shit.
Exactly.
I'm going to watch the
You
shit
don't
on
wanna
YouTube.
know. If the government has aliens, you don't think we should know?
I mean, don't know.
There's social disrupt, right? That's the thing. Religion's fucked.
So,
But this new pope actually has been coming around like he knows something.
Right.
Because he said, well, if there's aliens, then we just have to understand that God made them too. And I'm like, damn it. Now they got an official stance on aliens. Because I always thought that was what was going to get the church was aliens. I didn't see that shit in the Bible, motherfucker. It says right here, all the heavens. Fuck you. You would have said something about some other people.
50 years, they'll start claiming Jesus was an alien.
Yeah.
Swear to God, if it's going to sell more Christmas
He was
tickets.
Donald J. Trump.
So you're going to sell more tickets to spring Easter.
I'll claim it right now.
Claim that
I'm
shit.
claiming it right now.
You think
Fresh
Jesus was
said it.
You think Jesus was an alien?
Yeah, I think Jesus was a motherfucking
Outro
alien.
credits. Fuck. I don't know, man. Well, so here's the thing. Men in Black. Mm-hmm. There's always a Carillion death ray or a fucking something or other or something gonna blow these people's mop off. And the reason it works is because these people don't know about it.
Right.
If tomorrow they storm Area 51 and they unleash the Kraken or they find the ship, all of these lunatics are going to start trying to get to space. It's going to create so much division within the world. People are going to start shooting each other.
Let me present you this
already
then.
doing that.
What if instead of bringing the Predator out, what if they bring out Paul in shackles?
I hope to God it's Paul.
What if that's the alien? No, I'm serious. I understand that's a great movie. It's funny. It's fucking hilarious. It's not just funny.
But he was peaceful.
Yes. And so what I'm saying
What
is...
if they're like the ones from Signs?
What if he brings this dude... No. What if they bring Paul out? It makes a difference, right? If they bring Paul out and he's like...
Who the fuck is Paul?
You never saw
Seth
Paul?
Rogen.
No.
Oh, you need to go watch that movie. We should have done
He's
the
a
flesh
joint
out for this.
smoking hippie ass alien.
Fucking that's been locked up at Area 51 for 50 fucking years.
Simon Pegg befriends him and takes him on a road trip.
It's one of the Hot Fuzz Shaun of the Dead movies.
Yeah.
It's those same guys.
Simon
it's
Pegg
a great,
and his buddy.
It's
I
great.
don't know his other name, but
yeah, it's a great movie. The guy that was in Star Trek.
Shout out other guys. Sorry, homie.
Sorry.
homie.
I'm sorry I had to interrupt. but
No.
No,
You're fine. But
no, I feel you.
It's a peaceful alien. It's like the one
E.T.
from you guys ever watch American Dad? Right? They got the alien. Roger. Yeah.
but except he's not a big old faggot.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Roger like
oh,
full
he's
homo?
great. Oh, dude, full on.
Full on everything.
Full on everything. Exactly. That's actually a better point. But what if he's like that, but they got him shackled? Then you're going to be like, oh, they're cute and they're harmless, and we should have known about
But
this.
they're not all, because some babies are cute and some babies are ugly. So there's going to be evil people out there. And then what if he phones home and then the evil ones come to break him out? Like the guy that got lost in Fresh's analogy earlier, or in Fresh's example earlier, the guy that got lost, crashed here and fucked a chimp and made people. They're like, you motherfucker, look what you did.
Jesus.
And
You
then
know
they
what?
come down here and they start blatting him up, and then we got interstellar war.
Because why? Because we're the bastard stepchildren of some weird fucking dumb
Well, no,
alien?
because they're supreme. And
Maybe-
they're like,
maybe
you
they did
created
come
an
down and
inferior
kill
race.
everything.
Okay, but that was my
except
point
for
was,
everything
you
they
think
did.
that we should live in bliss because there's always a fucking death ray. But if they're peaceful, should we know about them?
If we could use them as an ally and defeat like Al Qaeda, that would be cool.
That's all about it. I got it.
Would you be mad to find
Okay.
out we were just one giant science experiment?
No, because I think we live in a fucking simulation anyway.
I
so
think
what's
it
the
would.
difference?
Yeah, that would actually bring a lot of peace. I'd be like, oh yeah, you.
See, that's how I feel.
Right, like I would have clarity. I would have answers. It would be one less thing to ruminate about.
Yeah.
Like, what's with the big fucking joke?
Yeah. No, if I live in a simulation, my point's always been like people are like, well, what's the point? What do you mean? You don't know the difference. This is real. It's your brain telling
It's
you
still
you're
real. Look, what
When I
happened
get
in the
punched
Matrix?
in the face, it hurts, right?
Well, what wasn't the Matrix kind of like?
See, the
that?
Matrix is a little bit.
Ugh, bro, I don't feel good.
Damn, you got the jitters now. I drop a lighter, in
lighter,
this dude.
bro.
Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Oh, I'm all sketch. And
I missed
creepy.
my pocket.
I'm checking under the table. Like
You
I
don't
feel
like my floating chakra woman over
don't
there?
like-
Is she giving you the creeps?
I don't like this shit at all, bro. Like, for real. Like, this shit
You
doesn't.
think they're
These
listening?
stuff
They might
ones,
be.
yeah.
They see, we think it's funny and it's not possible, but their technology could be so advanced that we don't have a clue. It could be easy for them. The government's fucking listening to this fucking cylinder right here, anyways, right?
I'm not worried about them listening because
Somebody right now at the NSA is fucking
doing it.
listening to us and jerking off at the same time. Think about that for a minute. That's
They
true.
got it. They
All we
cracked
had
the
to say,
code.
we said aliens and Al Qaeda in the same fucking 5-second window, and they started listening right away.
Somebody knocks on the garage. I'm fucking
They're
gonna have a
laughing
heart
their
attack.
asses off, dude. Right now, they're like, these motherfuckers don't even know.
They're like, quick, send an Uber to the wrong house.
Yeah.
Like, go
All of a
up,
sudden, the door
send
opens.
Uber Eats.
Oh,
my
open the
God.
door if you're listening. Come on, one time.
They're like,
This would be the greatest podcast
Shut
ever.
up, Orange. You know your garage door doesn't work. We would if it wouldn't stick.
Oh shit. These fucking iceholes. I think they're hiding them from us, man. I think they should let us know. I think that how I would react and how the normal citizen would react is why they don't, which is more to what your point was, which is you can't tell the basic fucking human idiot that there's other life forms out there because too many of them be like, well, what's the point? Religion's going to crumble regardless of what the Pope
Maybe
says.
this is the thing that brings humanity closer.
The races.
Or
the
kills
races.
us.
Okay, we finally realized that there's something else, and we are.
Well, that's the Star
actually
Trek, right? That's the
same.
whole plot to Star Trek, right? Once we break the warp speed, the aliens say, "Oh, they're smart enough." They show up.
Is it time?
And then everybody
Do you
gets
guys
along.
seriously believe it's time that humans evolve that far?
Fucking A.
Yeah?
I'm so sick of it. And this last regime, I'm over it. I was listening to somebody talk about on the radio how they've been crucified for holding up a picture depicting the current administration in some certain way, and they're like, dude, they did this to the previous guy, they lynched him up, they called him a monkey, they did all this shit, and then I do my satire on the same thing but flip it, and all of a sudden I'm the fucking enemy. Like the hate that is already been there, and everyone says it's always been there, but it was kind of in hiding, and now it's all out. And why is it taking us 100 years to still be fucking fighting over colors and shit?
Well, 100 years is short in the long timeline.
But
Does it-
whatever.
I-
I'm talking about modern society, America. Fuck all this shit. Not fuck America.
No.
But
I know
the
what you're saying.
hatred
No,
and
you're right.
shit.
It's ridiculous.
If an alien came through
You
and
think
made,
that would fix it?
I would
or make it worse?
I would hope it would fix it. Everybody's always going to be divided, and
something else for
everyone's
some-
going to
so
have
you-
a difference of
okay.
opinion.
So I told my bosses at work one time because we had a guy that was like the focus of everybody's like hatred, for lack of a better word, at work, and he was gone. And I told the boss, I'm like, it doesn't mean the problem's solved. I'm like, people need something to hate. They're always going to bitch.
They'll
It
find
doesn't
something.
matter how good our job is or how easy it is.
Always.
Just gives us more time to figure out what to bitch about. There's always somebody's
And
going to
now-
hate
now they
fucking
got this
everything.
fucking
So the
international
aliens show up.
platform to do it on.
Well, if the aliens show up, will we all unite in our hatred? Is that speaking to the human condition or the human soul? Is that where our basis is? I don't believe that, but it could be. If an alien shows up, we could all be like, fuck the aliens, we're all human. It's not a like, I hope it's we're not alone, there's so much more we don't understand, we need to chill the fuck out. But to me, given our history, it's going to be much more of us versus them. That's all the movies. That's all the TV shows. And that's the same fucking thing we're doing now, but now we're doing it interstellarly. So we're bigger assholes.
Did you ever watch the Orville?
I fucking love the Orville. Do you watch the Orville?
No, I know of it, but I haven't
Oh,
seen it.
Okay.
Are you not a Seth MacFarlane fan?
No, I love Seth.
It's
Oh,
good.
dude,
it's
it's
pretty
great.
good.
I liked Family Guy when they first
Started.
canceled.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Well, they had like a
The Orville's great.
and
though.
yeah, one of the
Yeah, I hear
episodes
it's
they
good.
had like a certain way of greeting groups of new worlds and bringing them in properly to the. I don't know. They had like a whole way of doing it.
It's
I
the
don't know.
prime directive from Star Trek, right? You don't interfere, which is why we think the aliens are waiting for us, because we haven't reached the point where we're worthy of their
Right.
acceptance. Right?
That's
So
they don't talk to them until they can reach
Yes.
out and actually.
you don't
physically-
find primitive tribes. You don't show up on Earth circa 250,000 BC when we're still beating the fuck at each other with rocks and sticks. You know what I
And
mean? So
swords
we're
and
aliens,
fucking
and then you start a
arrows.
religion, which gets back to what Fresh is saying. Is that the episode you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they show up and then one person.
Her. Yeah.
One person who.
the commander.
Yeah.
Becomes their savior. And here's
Becomes
the
their
thing.
savior.
Because of the light speed thing, this is how it works. Because she shows up, saves something, they build this whole religion on her. She goes back to the ship, though. She doesn't know what's going on. Because of
They come
the
back,
gravity,
yeah.
you
And
know
the
how
gravity in the world-
traveling at light speed, time moves
Time's
differently for
different.
different people. It's been like hundreds of years, and she comes back now, and they all think she's the savior. Every one of his episodes is a commentary on society. You
Very
should
much
watch
so.
it, dude. Every
Yeah.
fucking episode.
The
is a
Orville?
Yes. Oh, dude, it's him flipping off everybody. I love Seth
It's
MacFarlane.
good.
Me too. I
I
love it.
love
good.
him because he has balls
I like his Twitter.
and convictions.
Did you see that one I retweeted like over the weekend? I don't tweet much,
no.
but it was perfect. It was from him, and let me find it real quick since we're talking about him.
This is Commander Zorlog of the Kakashka Navy. While cruising intergalactic space, we tune into SSDT 420. your intergalactic home of the shitheads.
So this is from Seth MacFarlane from like Saturday or something. It's like, it says, can't recommend this book enough, particularly after reading this feed lately. Put your phones away for a couple days and give it a look. And it's a picture of like the front page, and it says, like war, the weaponization of social media.
Oh, dude.
And you know I'm all like anti-social media these days, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking genius. He defends what I believe is right. He confronts attackers, like, and it's like fact-based. It's never like neener, or it's never like, oh, fuck you, fag. Like, you know, he might say foul shit on South Park or whatever his show is. No, I did that on purpose. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We got you.
But like, he's like really smart. He's not like,
That's what they don't like.
oh yeah,
They don't. Yeah.
oh, you can
And he's
make
super
dick and fart
talented.
jokes and be
Oh,
intelligent.
yeah. They don't like that.
Yep.
They, especially because they know so many people like us are listening to him because we think he's hilarious, because he is. And like I said, and he makes his commentary with a show about aliens. Like, it's like a perfect, he can make it work however he wants. Like this race is just about the border issue. This race here, whatever they deal with, is about transgender
This
issues.
race is all about astrology. Their
Yes,
whole
the whole
religion
thing. Yeah,
is all based
dude,
off astrology.
Every episode of that show is an attack on society. And thank you and bless you, Mr. Seth Farland, for bringing that to us.
Seth MacFarlane.
Thank you.
Seth MacFarlane.
Thank you and bless you, Mr. Seth MacFarlane,
Thank you.
for
Fuck.
bringing us your commentary and using aliens to get people to pay attention.
And that's
man.
got to be.
I like it.
I
Yeah,
think
man.
that's they're waiting for us. They're
Shout
waiting
it-
for us to be smart enough and maybe civilized enough to be able to fucking.
What do you
contact them.
think they're gonna ask when
Shout
they
out
show up?
Stewie Griffin. What do you think they're gonna ask?
Yeah, who do you think they're gonna be looking for?
What
when
does chicken taste like?
yeah, what do you think?
Take me to your leader. It's gonna be as traditional as that. Take me to your fucking leader, or they're gonna know where to get the fire pussy.
I would say, I'd say somebody out there already knows.
That fire is nice.
Timber!
Oh, damn it! I was almost asleep. Turn off your phone, you ruiner.
Can't help it. There's women all over this timber application, man. Beards are in right now, and we gotta take advantage. Better yet, look, wake up, fucker, look. This one right here says she ain't shaved her beaver going on 37 years. That's a perfect match. Swipe, man. Save that one for later.
Oh, all right. I guess that's worth waking up for. I actually wish they never stopped wearing the bush personally. 7 layers.
Oh shoot! Y'all hear that? Over there in the woods, over there. You there? Who that's stumbling around in the dark? Look like 2 or 3 of them. Look like they're wearing fancy light-up tracksuits too. Hey, city boy, what you doing on our claim? Greetings. We are seeking information.
Back off, city boy. This timber match is mine.
We are not boys from the city. We are from the planet Kakashka. Them ain't city boys. Them are aliens. Quick, call a dropper.
Why don't you two dumbasses sit down before you start an interstellar war? I seen every episode of Ancient Alien, and I heard every episode of Deep in the Outhouse.
On SSDT 420.
I will handle this.
We are not looking for information about musical instruments. In fact, we want to know more about the technology of your world.
Technology? Like what? Like a radio or a walkie-talkie?
Oh no, dummy. He said technology. That's the science of, you know, like them critters bit the dog and I gave us Lyme disease last 4th of July.
I swear the day they was passing out brains, you two got in the wrong dang on line. They're talking about things like the book face and the Twitter.
Ooh, Twitter. Yes, we have heard of the Twitter.
Yes, we would love you to take us to your supreme leader, Katy Perry. Shoot, I'd like us to go meet that Katy Perry, too. Hey, feller, you think your ship could get us there? Gilbert, can you Twitter her with the timber?
Heck, I'm a Katy cat. I love to Twitter timber.
You mean timber her twit. stupid.
No, man, but I'd like to reinforce her beaver dam.
Awkward.
Why are you disrespecting your supreme leader in such a way? The Lord Katy Perry should not be spoken of in vain.
The Lord, Supreme Leader. What the? You're the one being blasphemous now, Greenie. Hey, Gilbert.
I got what, man?
Call Interpol with your newfangled talk box. We got some interlopers, man.
I got you, man.
Woo, woo. We got you now, Greenie.
Yeah, well, what the hell makes you think Katy Perry's our leader anyway?
In our world, the utopia of Kakashka, the being with the most social networking influence, followers, or likes, is the reigning savior of all.
As we were landing on your planet, we did a quick info search about your leader. It said Katy Perry has the most followers, so we believe she is your one.
Unfortunately, our Wi-Fi is really spotty of late, so that's all we could read before our transmission cut out.
Damn Xfinity. Overpriced. By the minute. Multi-year commitment.
No, man. Our supreme leader goes by the name of Donald J. Trump.
Amen.
For better or for worse. But look, hey, we're not really supposed to talk about politics when you first meet somebody. Ain't you got schooling in Utopia?
Fixing to waste all them dollars on a wall. We should have been building a dome.
Hell, he started the Space Force.
Timber!
Damn it, can't you turn that thing off?
What was that?
Dang it, Sleeveless Daryl. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm not about to turn this thing off for nothing. The bush is back.
Why do you call him Sleeveless Daryl? He appears to have sleeves.
Quality flannel.
Wrong sleeves, Greenie. He's the only one of us that's had him fancy circumcision.
A circa whatcha?
Look here, I'll show you. Ugh. Ugh.
And then the hillbillies fucked the aliens. The end. This week's P3 comes from yours truly, Duffman. Be kind as you would if someone was watching, even when they're not.
It sounds simple, because it is simple. Yet, so often it's not something we do, because sometimes when we feel like nobody is looking, we take advantage of that. And that's not cool. That's a weird thing. That's kind of where religion falls a little bit. So we could talk about it with aliens too, because maybe that creeps you out, even if the concept of God doesn't. The fact that somebody might be watching us in their zoo might keep you Truman-like, right?
Right.
Keep you in line. And it's not a bad motto to live by. I can see why it was inspired by this episode for you, but it's a great motto to have. Like, why not act like that?
Or don't act like...
You don't need a god. You don't need an alien. You don't need a turtle. Just act like that. You're a good human. If we all acted more like that, we'd be a lot better
There's
off.
more love instead of hate.
Or do good. I read this in one of the books. The book that I read, it has a little daily passage, and one of them, it's not the Bible, but one of them was something to the effect of like, don't just do good expecting a reward or a return favor. Just do good because it's the right thing to do. You know, you don't want to just be like out there being like, well, I did this. What's in it for me? Now I did this. Now what's in it? Like if you're operating that way and you're doing good things only to get good things in return. Now I get it. Karma, blah, blah, blah.
Different
but
story,
it's
though. Yeah.
different.
Mm-hmm.
The karma comes with
Your
doing the
intention.
good things.
Yes.
But if you, I'm going to pick this guy up from the airport because then he's going to owe me one. And then you're waiting to like, hey, remember that time I picked you up from the airport? Like, it's time for you to let me fuck your wife. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That escalated
Is that
quickly.
a normal? That's a trade, right?
That right? The airport. I mean, it depends. How far do you live? If it's 35,
Tomato,
if
watermelon.
it's
the
35
same.
plus miles, it's definitely a situation. Where I get to put on a show for you with your old lady.
I think we've ended 2 shows
Yeah.
now with wife fucking us. Sorry.
Maybe we need
White
to change the
swap.
name of this show. Hey, thanks for listening, guys. Swing by the Twitter at Mr_Orange25. I've fucked this up.
Iva today, Junior. I'm a motherfucking Duff man, and social media is whack as fuck. You can catch me on Twitter at Seth MacFarlane. That's M-A-C, not M-C.
Well, I am the fresh man. JT_fresh with a 3, not an E. Check out my photos and videos on Instagram. I'm always having a good time DJing and stuff out there, partying with the people. Love you people. You can always find SSDT and all the OutHouse Productions episodes on Stitcher, on iTunes, Amazon. We on Amazon yet, Orange?
Sure.
Okay. Does Amazon even do this shit?
No.
Yeah, that's cool. But we want to thank you for stopping by here today. Talk about aliens with us. Always have a good time. And we'll
Alien
see ya.
shit too, y'all.
Aliens do shit. See you later.
What happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?